Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Fitzpatrick, and I've had the pleasure and the privilege of serving as the Superintendent Director here at Blackstone Valley Tech for the past 21 years. During that time, we've built an annual budget with input from school committee representatives and multiple other individuals in posted, public, and very transparent sessions that we build the budget over the past several months each year. The budgets are established so that we can continue to advance meaningful and current educational opportunity, which is always a challenge for a vocational technical school, to prepare people for today and tomorrow's workforce. But it also is devised with some sensitivity, the fact that we have 13 different member communities that contribute to our budget each year. And anytime you have 12 other partners, it results in hopefully a shared responsibility, but a tremendous opportunity to gain from the investment made by the 13 towns. The budget for FY15 has a total increase of 2.5%. That is very consistent with the trend. We did include some trending data within our budget booklets that are now available, and I'm sure the website through this program will also indicate how people can access that. The budget was, as I mentioned, built over several months, and it's somewhat dependent because of the different deadlines of the town warrants that we have to use the governor's numbers. There is optimism that the governor's numbers this year in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts are achievable and are built on primarily known revenue streams. Therefore, the revenue side, the Chapter 70 dollars, we feel are real and are solid, if you will, relative to the ability to receive that money. Over the past several years, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts has reduced the subsidy of its Chapter 70 numbers to a point where our communities are traditionally asked to support about 55% of a total budget. Valley Tech also uses a number of other revenue streams. For example, it uses Chapter 71, regional transportation. We are entitled to considerably greater reimbursement for our elaborate busing system, which brings students each day to a 195-day year, 193 teaching day year throughout for the FY15 and, of course, all budgets. In any case, the budget has been available in a printed version. This is a document that we devise ourselves. In some cases, our students have assisted us as another learning opportunity. The budget lists the members of the committee that worked on this over the past several months, and there are volumes of data documents, some of which are on display here, but there are many others that allow us to forecast and to build a budget that is defendable and is in the best interest of our students, our employers, and our taxpayers. Each year I draft a letter in a kind of a cover letter that summarizes some of the key points of the budget and the new points of emphasis and priorities of a given year. You can well imagine that with a total budget increase of 2.5%, that there are not a lot of new initiatives built into the opportunities. But our budget is a single consolidated request. We have never returned, nor do we plan to return this time, beyond the town meeting. We'll ask our towns to take action. All the town meetings are in May this year. We hope that we'll receive the support of our 13 town managers, our 60 select persons, and our 126 finance committee members. It is hard to please all those people, but frankly, we do try. In any case, the town meetings will be held in May, and we sincerely hope that the return on investment, the absolutely incredible success of our students, will serve as solid reasons for further investment in the one we seek. The budget book includes a summary sheet of revenues. Two other forms of revenues that I have not mentioned are our aggressive grant pursuits and also all the different fundraising that is made possible through our production and revolving accounts in our various vocational technical departments. It has been a pleasure for the vocational schools to do projects within the community that have learning potential, are safe for our students, and also are revenue enhancing and generating. This is another way which we can complement the dollars that we ask for the local assessments. Rest assured that we would not be eligible for grants and not likely to receive some of the donations and other things which we acquire if the towns were not willing to do their part or to create a matching contribution to fund the budget for a given year. Over the past 10 or 12 years, Valley Tech and its school committee have decided that one of the ways in which you can offset or reduce the impact of assessments is by using some of our excess and deficiency. That's a reserve fund or a stabilization fund that a regional school is allowed to have in the state of Massachusetts. We have consistently applied money from that reserve and then replenished it with some of the fundraising and other endeavors that we pursue. One of the strategies that the Valley Tech School Committee has utilized over the past 10 or 12 years is to provide a contribution from our reserve fund, often referred to as E&D, which is an abbreviation for excess and deficiency. What the school committee has agreed to do is to draw upon its reserve to offset the assessment impact to the member towns. We also take very seriously the need to constantly replenish that stabilization or reserve fund. In the FY15 budget scenario, the school committee has authorized an offset of $250,000 of excess and deficiency to reduce assessments. Now, assessments are built traditionally on the ratios of students of a given town versus all the students in our building. We have just under 1,200 students and in the FY15 budgetary process. That, in fact, would be the number of October 1 students we had a year ago. That is the standard process to deal with a known rather than a variable as far as ownership. The dollars in which we seek from assessments are impacted significantly by the 1993 Ed Reform Law that the Department of Revenue notifies us for an absolute minimum contribution as a component of an assessment. All other assessment charges are equalized based on that enrollment ratio that I mentioned earlier. Valley Tech has been utilizing an additional assessment, a very modest one, associated with retiree medical costs and transportation. We have the eligibility of using additional assessments for capital or equipment activities. But given the conservative nature of the school committee's request for FY15 and the limited financial abilities of our towns, the school system has not asked for any capital items within the FY15 budget. We are continuing to rely upon some of the grants and donations and other resources to help us in that need. The budget book also includes a reference to the previously approved debt action which was taken unanimously by our 13 towns back in 2000-2001 and has ratios that were established at that time. We are nearing the 10-year mark on that previous bond effort and we'll be looking at some opportunities for refinancing that we hope, we have been made aware by the financial people at the municipal expert level that we can secure a more favorable rate. The previous borrowing rate was around 5%. Most individuals predict current borrowing rates are 3.5% or better. More on that and additional information will be provided in the later part of the program. One of the things we do each year is to provide a line-by-line series breakout that matches the manner in which the state and our independent audit is done each year relative to the finances. And we provide explanations for the costs associated with each subset of our budget. We traditionally also include certain charts and graphs that allow any reader of our program to recognize the tremendous return on investment at Valley Tech between the projects that we do in the district communities, between the success of our students. And I frankly have to say, it's a marvelous experience to work with the students and the teachers here who are constantly encouraging students to exceed expectations, to secure additional awards, recognitions, and accomplishments, much of which is captured in their electronic portfolios. Of the 300 students in the senior class, more than 1 in 3 are currently involved in cooperative education placements in industry. We take great pride in the fact that as the Editorials in the Worcester Telegram and the Boston Globe have highlighted that our mission includes creating multiple opportunities and avenues for students to pursue their further education beyond the experiences here. Our education is not a terminal one. There are multiple avenues of gaining additional skills for those who wish to enter the workforce either immediately following graduation or part-time following graduation, or at a future time after they've advanced their credentialing. With the exception of debt requests, which we make very rarely, Valley Tech includes within its budget request all other aspects in order to cover our total expenses. A list would include the workers' compensation, our health and other insurances, unemployment compensation, any snow removal, any federal and state revenue shortfalls, any central office bookkeeping activities, the cost of an independent treasurer, an independent audit, other expenses associated with any legal expenses or posting expenses. The Valley Tech students and staff continually accept responsibilities, but these costs and many others are included in the single request shared among our 13 partners. We have no ability to pass these expenses off to anyone else and recognize the full responsibility of accepting and funding. We have never asked for additional funding regardless of the situation or the cards that are dealt by the state in any reduction of revenues. And we have traditionally enjoyed unanimous support for the budget request. And I'm sure one of the reasons that's true is the fact that these budgetary requests have ranged around a 1.9 or 2% over each year. We invite individuals to share their reactions or recommendations. We are constantly looking for additional cost-saving measures. One of the examples of that that was played a part in the FY15 budgetary planning is we reached out to the new solar farm in one of our member communities to access a discount arrangement for subsequent energy costs. There are multiple examples. We have the benefit of using our own vocational technical expertise and students and cooperative teachers to make improvements in the facility here each year. Very cost-effective ones, I might add. But we do invite anyone who has an opportunity to review this program to offer additional suggestions to us and resources. And it's an ongoing quest. We feel that there's never enough that we can do for our towns and our students and our employers. Therefore, we are more than receptive to new recommendations and ideas to strengthen our approach. I trust that that provides at least an overview of our budget, and we will continue to share information. The budget booklets have been hand-delivered to the municipal agents and policymakers of our 13 towns. Thank you again for this opportunity to share information on our FY15 operational budget. We've provided information on our website through the cable television. I've responded to questions on radio programs, and we also have print documents. We are very interested and concerned in making certain that people see the return on investment and appreciate your previous support. Thank you and have a good day.